Hi, seniors. Miss Murphy, just doing a voiceover of content shared in this week's senior seminar workshops. I'm so pleased with the attendance we had. Thank you all for making an effort to get to the seminar and check off such meaningful tasks related to your post-LHS plans. It was great to see all of your faces, and I hope senior year is just starting off really, really well for everyone in the class of 2025. So just to review for those that might have missed an appointment or a workshop, or even if you did attend and maybe some of the information just kind of got lost while you were working on other tasks, I hope you refer to this video to help with possible questions that come up about tasks that we completed. So first up, we started each seminar, you checked in, you picked up your transcript, which I'll talk about in a second. And then I did have seniors do this really quick form, just a senior start form to let me know where you're at in the planning process, review your transcript a little bit, and just share a couple answers to some planning questions for me. So thanks to those that were able to complete that. If you did not complete it or you missed the meeting and didn't know you were supposed to complete it, this form is available in the Google Classroom, in the stream, a couple reminders there. And I'm happy to, if you can't find it, let me know. I appreciate everyone making an effort to get these forms complete for me. Next, we moved on to just talking briefly about your transcript. So every senior who attended a workshop did receive a paper copy of their unofficial transcript, giving you a chance to see what your transcript looks like as it's submitted by your counselor or through your Parchment account. So you were able to see that it lists your 9th, 10th, 11th grade classes, along with all of the grades you've earned, credits earned, and then your cumulative weighted and unweighted grade point average. I did share a couple reminders related to reporting your academic info. That included the fact that you always want to report your weighted grade point average, and that we are, no matter what your GPA is, you are being, calculated on a 4-point scale. Couple other notes around academics. LHS does not provide class rank. No student has a class rank. We are on that 4-point scale. We are on a semester schedule. And so you earn semester 1, semester 2 grades. You will never have a final grade to input. And we do not also report pluses or minuses on any grade. So you're going to report A's, B's, C's, D's, or F's. It's important to keep track of that transcript in your academic history because many of you will be asked to report either what's called courses and grades or complete a self-reported academic record, an SRAR, for some of your college applications. When you do that process, you do want to input courses as they are written on your transcript, and you obviously want to share grades as they are reported on your transcript as well. So any kind of self-reporting of grades, academics, you want that to match how your transcript reads. So keep track of that copy that we gave you and look for some additional information coming your way related to using your Parchment account if or as needed with your college applications. So after completing the form, talking a bit about your transcript, we did get into some Common App tasks. So I'm going to walk through the tasks that we completed quickly here. I'm using a borrowed account. So I'm going to log in just like you would. I have a educator account, lets me kind of see things the way that students do. So I'm going to sign in as a first-year student. My sample student here, Stephen Murphy, does not have really anything done yet in the Common App, which is fine. So this is how a brand new Common App account would look for anyone who is just starting the process, which again is totally fine. I am going to, first off, I'm going to add a college to my college list that I know I'm interested in. I know I'm curious about applying to University of Illinois, Chicago. That's my first step. I'm only going to add one right now, but you can add and you can apply to up to 20 schools using the Common App. I do think 20 is too many, but it is a possibility. After I add that school, I'm going to go back to my colleges. And you see now I have saved University of Illinois Chicago to my colleges section. So within the Common App, the first thing that we did was I wanted everyone to add at least one term or admission plan to their account. The important reason to do this is that if and as you are needing counselors to send your transcript or any possible counselor letters of rec, and or if you are going to invite any teachers to submit required letters of rec for your account, if you do not have a date, a deadline date, an application date in place, those recommenders are not going to have their own deadline. So if you don't have a date linked to any one of your schools, they might not know when your stuff is due. And so completing this step helps organize your support team as well. So we clicked on from dashboard again, we clicked on add your term or admission plan. I'm going to do this the quick way and then show you, you'll have to come back and answer a few questions later, but just to get this portion done, I'm going to answer fall 25 as my preferred start term. And then I am going to answer early action here. I am feeling prepared and excited and ready to apply to the University of Illinois Chicago. So I know that I will be able to apply by November 1, and I'll look forward to receiving that decision by December 16th. Early action is not binding. So keep in mind, Ms. Murphy, your college counselor, I will always be encouraging students to try to hit early action deadlines when and if they're offered. An early decision is the application plan that is binding. So that is different than early action. Early action is not binding. It simply gets you to the front of the line related to applications. You'll be in that first pool reviewed for admission. You'll know your decision sooner. You will be considered for different opportunities like merit, scholarship awards, honors programs, things like that. It's just simply a best practice if and as you're feeling prepared and ready to have your applications polished by those early action deadlines. So I'm answering those two questions only right now. I will need to come back later and answer a couple more, but for now, I just want to get that date in. So now that I've answered those couple of questions, I go back to my dashboard and I see that my November 1 date is saved to my account. And now when I add my counselor, possible teacher letters, things like that, they will see my name pop up, your name pop up with a deadline date that helps them organize tasks related to supporting you in your application. So most of you are going to have more than one school in your Common App, and you're going to need to complete that step of adding an application date for each school. If you have rolling decision or regular decision as your only option for some of your college applications, that is totally fine. But I know I worked with some students who maybe their deadline dates, the only option they had was a rolling decision, which means that institution is looking at applications from August through May, maybe even June of 2025. You're going to select that choice because that's all that's offered. And then you're going to set your own deadline. And again, if you are talking to me, I'd still encourage you to circle November 1 on your calendar and then circle back to your recommenders if and as needed to let them know. I have rolling admission deadlines, but I'm planning to apply by November 1st. Please organize, and I hope you can support my application by also having your materials in by that date. So now that we have our date, another task that we moved on to that's really important with the Common App is adding your counselor and completing a FERPA release, which is a privacy release. So we're going to circle back. We went from dashboard where we added our date to my colleges. I'm going to click on University of Illinois Chicago. And again, most of you are going to have several schools here. You can click on any one. The process that I'm walking you through right now is a one and done process. Once you do this, you are done with that section. Some of you might have this exact screen pop up. So I'm glad this is happening in this recording, because what I'm going to do here is click on education. I am going to click on find school. I am going to find Libertyville. It will generally pop up at the top for you. Here we go, Libertyville High School. I'm going to click Libertyville High School, and then I'm going to click continue. And again, there's more questions you will come back to complete, but for now I'm going to click continue after adding my high school. Continue. I'm going to go back to my colleges, click on one school, click on recommenders and FERPA, and now I have enough information in my account where I can complete this release. The FERPA is the Family Educational Rights and Privacy Act. And completing this process, you're going to read through this, you're going to check the boxes that you feel most comfortable with. The direction, the guidance that the CRC and your counselors share is to waive your rights, because this process is related directly, again, to those supporting documents that you are asking for from your counselor and possible teachers. So by waiving your rights, you are saying, I trust the adults, the supportive team that might be adding documents to my Common App to submit supportive information related to me. And so we're going to check this off. I waive my right. I understand. We're going to sign. It's our sample person. We're going to sign today's date. And again, what this is saying is that you trust the people you're asking to submit additional documents related to your application to submit supportive documents. You're saying, I don't need to see it. I trust the people I'm talking to. And again, the guidance is to waive rights. You do not have to, but I do want to explain that the soonest you would have a chance to see the documents that are submitted on your behalf is the fall that you begin college at your chosen institution. So if you do click, I do not waive my rights, the process for ultimately reviewing documents that were submitted for you won't occur until fall of your first year of college, where you would go to that college's records office, ask to see your admission documents, and then you'd have the chance to review them while you're already at the college that said documents helped you get admitted to. So again, I acknowledge, I waive, I understand, I sign, save, and close. That is a one and done process. You have released your FERPA for all schools on your list and any schools that you add from this point on. Having done that, you now are able to invite your counselor. So we are going to invite, I'm going to pretend that Ms. Casillas is my counselor, and we're going to get spelling right. So make sure you're checking spelling and email. Faculty email is firstname.lastname@d128.org. We don't have to add a prefix, that is not required, but first name, last name does have that red asterisk. So we do need to add first name and last name. And again, just like you saw me do, you want to make sure you are spelling everything correctly. And then I'm going to invite Ms. Casillas to submit counselor information on my behalf. So you're going to see now Ms. Casillas as my school counselor. This is, and remember, when you add your counselor, you are adding your LST counselor, the counselor that you see at least once a year that helps you with your schedule, helps with all things. This is not your LST social worker. It is not the CRC staff. It is not myself. You are adding that LST counselor to this section. And the important piece here is that this now prompts your counselor to know, I need to upload and submit my school report for this student, which includes your transcript. So adding your counselor is a vital piece to having all pieces of your application submitted, completed, etc. And again, if you are applying only through the Common App, every transcript that you need sent through the Common App will be sent by your counselor. So just to say it one more time, if you are using the Common App, your transcript is sent by your counselor. If you are using school-specific applications, you will use Parchment, which I'll send another short video on, add that to the Google Classroom in a quick amount of time. So just keep in mind, this is an important piece for having that transcript submitted, and you'll be able to then see my counselor submitted the school report, which includes the transcript on said date. And then if that's the specific school that you're working on here needs a counselor letter of rec, you will also see that they submitted that. This is also the place that if you need a teacher letter, this is where you would invite that teacher. And again, this is a one and done process. You will invite a teacher, and then that teacher becomes an option for all of your schools that might accept or require a teacher letter. I do want to remind you, please don't invite a teacher if you have not spoken to them in person and gotten permission, and then make sure you are completing the teacher letter of rec form. And if you need that counselor letter of rec form, you are completing that counselor letter of rec form. Sometimes students at this point say, I don't know if I need a counselor letter. So I just want to show you quickly in the dashboard of your Common App. When you click on application requirements, you can click on this. You can see that application requirements grid. This breaks it down by the schools. And again, most times you're going to have more than one school. But this recommendation column shows you who needs a teacher, who needs a counselor report, and you're able to kind of sort yourself that way. So again, counselor recommendation, CR, everything's broken down for you. You can see University of Illinois, Chicago. I don't need a teacher letter. It's optional. I don't need a counselor letter of rec. So that helps you organize yourself as well. All right. We're going to go. Okay. So we have added a college. We've assigned a date. We have completed our recommender. We've completed our FERPA release, and we've invited our counselor. We understand where and how to invite a teacher. And then obviously we understand that the Common App, this middle Common App section, is the general information that is sent to every Common App school that we apply to. While under the My Colleges tab, each school has the chance here in the My Colleges section to make the Common App personal and unique to them. So I really like to highlight to students that while you're working through these sections, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, possibly 7, you're earning check marks by each one as you complete these, a lot of demographic info, personal info, academic info. You also will, before you can review and submit any of your applications, you will have questions to answer for each of the schools that you plan to apply to. Those questions can be very simple, like what's your preferred start term? And then some of them might also be additional writing, short answers, additional short essays. So I just like to highlight the My Colleges tab and this question section specifically, so that students, you're not surprised by the additional tasks that might be related to each of your applications. Okay, so we have done the bulk of our priority Common App review. I also, while I've got you on this video, just a couple reminders related to the fact that you do have this Google Classroom alive and waiting to assist you 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. So if you are not in the classroom yet, which I think would be very, very few of you, the class code is here, so you are able to join. I mentioned the Google Forms that we started each of our workshops with. Those are linked a couple of times here in the stream. So if you didn't get to do that and you want to do that. But I just want to highlight, there'll be lots of announcements through the fall, just through the stream that you can check on. Some of you get notifications. I totally understand if you turn notifications off because it's a lot of info coming at you. But I do hope you're checking the Google Classroom regularly because it is kind of an evolving space and resource. So then when you get into the classwork section, this is where I have things broken up, fall 2024 application support. So we have our senior seminar outline. We have, Miss Murphy, my calendar is here where you can go to my Calendly link and find time to meet with me. My August alerts newsletter, reminder things. Common Application Resources, which includes a step-by-step detailed document walking you through the steps to complete your common application. So really valuable document for you to kind of work through and support that progress. I also like to highlight that if you have questions about letters of rec, you also can go here and you'll see the teacher letter of rec form, the counselor letter of rec form, which remember you're going to need for any of those schools that do require a counselor letter. Every Common App school will need your counselor to send the transcript as part of the school report. You can check a chart here on colleges that require letters of rec, or remember again, you can go to your Common App dashboard and sort application requirements there to see that information updated. And then any of your trusted adult support team, senior parents are able to also complete the senior parent questionnaire. And that those answers go again to your LST counselor, who uses that information to also kind of enrich their letter of support for you if and as needed. Okay. So lots of information, always being updated, always having information shared. There'll be scholarship information, things like that. But those are the main talking points related to our senior seminar workshops. I am here to help with all things planning, action steps. It doesn't make sense related to your plans and action items for life after LHS. I'm also here to read essays and supplements. So remember too, all it takes is sharing a doc with me, and then it kind of gets in that review queue. And I need a few days turnaround, but do my best to stay on top of that. And I just encourage you to be in touch with questions, to keep chipping away at the tasks in front of you, to celebrate every completed task, and to try to maintain a sense of, I hesitate to say the word calm because I know there's so many energies around this process, but a sense of excitement, accomplishment, and remember that you're going to get these steps done. You have support in getting these steps done, and there are so many great options in front of you. And I'm just lucky, our CRC team's lucky to work with you and support you. And we hope that you visit, email, pop in, ask questions as needed. Thank you so much.